Welcome to Daily Newsings. Daily Newsings are musings on the daily news. For today's newsing, we look at a recently published study that claims that elderly people in rural areas have to travel an average distance of more than 28 kilometers in order to access outpatient healthcare, while elderly people in urban areas get access to healthcare within 10 kilometers. Older adults are defined as people over the age of 60. According to the study, there are around 138 million elderly adults in the country, and over half of them have multiple long term or debilitating health conditions that require continuous health care. The study is a good reminder about the need for strong public health systems in the country. The weaker members of our society need great care and support, not just because they are productive and contribute to society in monetary or tangible ways. It is not even because they did so at one point of time and we need to take care of them out of gratitude. They need to be taken care of primarily because they are human beings created in the image of God. This is the fundamental foundation of the idea of human rights. Human beings have the fundamental right to life and freedom because they are image bearers of God. Many readers of this blog might have come across differing opinions over the role of the government in providing services such as healthcare. In India, the government runs hospitals where people can access healthcare at highly subsidized costs. Such a system is strange to people in countries such as the US, where hospitals charge a high cost for treatment, and the way that people can afford it is through insurance companies. Those who argue that healthcare ought to be privatized claim that government run services are often inefficient and private companies would ensure high efficiency and quality. There is a lot of merit to this argument. Many government run hospitals in the country are often in poor conditions. Even in developed countries such as the UK or Canada, where the government provides subsidized healthcare, the wait times for treatments are often so long that patients often move out of the country to find quicker treatment. The argument goes that even in government run or government subsidized healthcare systems, the average citizen does pay for his or her own treatment, although indirectly through taxes. Instead, if the citizens are not taxed for this, they could pay insurance companies for health insurance and receive more efficient care and timely treatment. The counter argument against privatized healthcare system is that insurance companies operate out of a profit motive and often reject valid insurance claims in order to maximize profits at the expense of people's lives. These arguments also have their own merits. Insurance companies are known for denying claims even for life-saving medical procedures for various reasons. This topic is at the forefront of discussions in the US right now after the highly public murder of the CEO of United Healthcare. While both sides to the argument have their own merits and disadvantages, what we must realize as Indians is that the Indian public is far less literate and educated as opposed to people from other developed economies. Being less literate or educated increases the chances for people to be taken advantage of by insurance companies, especially considering insurance companies rely on highly technical and confusing language in order to deny claims. Governments have a responsibility to look out for the welfare of people, especially the less privileged and vulnerable. Secondly, the inequality in development in India is huge. India is one of the top 5 economies of the world and yet has some of the poorest people of the world. The economic output of one single city like Mumbai might dwarf the economic output of entire states. In such a scenario, there is little incentive for private companies to open healthcare institutions in less developed parts of the country. If the entire country were equally underdeveloped, it would be just another business opportunity like anything else. If the entire country were equally highly developed, businesses would open healthcare centers in places where there aren't any because that would be a new market. But in a country such as India, it makes economic sense for businesses to only run healthcare centers in places where people have the money to pay for it or where people have opted for health insurance because they can afford to. In other words, debates on public healthcare in India will naturally be different from public healthcare debates in more developed countries. If the government does not run public hospitals at subsidized costs, vulnerable sections of the society, such as the elderly in rural areas, would not be taken care of. As Christians, efficiency is not our only priority. Caring for the vulnerable may not always be an efficient or financially profitable policy. It may involve the healthy average citizen bearing the cost of others' healthcare through higher taxes. Yet, care for the vulnerable is important for the Christian because they are made in the image of God. And that is what Jesus modeled for us. Thank you for listening to Daily Musings.